welcome to another episode of TCAP Recap. Now, I've been trying to get through these intros for like the last hour, so hopefully I can get through this one. I am taking a recommendation tonight from Shaun N, who recommended checking out Michael Wilusz down in Florida, the Sunshine State. And he got busted in the Fort Myers sting. This guy is well known in TCAPdom because he's a quote machine. He just spews out ridiculous stuff, and his appearance, his entire demeanor, it's all pretty goofy. So combined together, it makes for an entertaining segment. But there is a dark side of the coin for this one, or that's not a saying. There's a dark side of the story. He did not get punished. The charges got dismissed. Some of the only predos outside of the Murphy, Texas sting to get the charges dismissed were Michael Wilusz, Thomas Moffat, and Brian Goslin. Apparently they shared the same public defender who demanded the hard drives from Perverted Justice, which was backed up by a court order. Perverted Justice refused to hand him over and then said the hard drives crashed. Very similar situation to what happens with Maurice Wolin. But that's why we don't have the chat logs, and Michael Wilusz gets to go free. So it leaves a bit of a bitter taste behind all the laughs. With that said, I just want to give a shout out to Sushi Nuggets for posting the video, and let's get to it. He did a nice Predator look back on top of the secret door knock. Like, oh, he's being sneaky, this guy.
They're on the table. Hi. Take a seat.
This 49-year-old man and the teenager talking to him have never met before. He probably believes she's the 15-year-old he's been chatting online with for the last week and a half.
Hey, I just had to change my shirt real quick, but just come in and watch some TV. I'll be right there.
He doesn't know is
he's just roaming about the house as he pleases. Is he truly lost? Is he scoping out for police? Is he that nervous? He walks in pretty confidently. He overall seems comfortable being there to meet this teenage girl. So has he done it before? I would lean towards yes, because as I've said many times, it's a serious thing to do this. You don't just accidentally do it. So unfortunately we don't know because the charges were dismissed. But he does live on in infamy in TCAP, so that's a punishment in and of itself. You know, we're sitting here discussing him 15 years later. That's the kind of infamy that you don't live down, and it's hard to get. How many influencers and like YouTubers and celebrities would kill for this kind of longevity of their careers? Ooh, not the best way to go about it, though. Let's go.
She's really a 19-year-old actress we hired to be a decoy, and he has just walked into a Dateline hidden camera investigation.
Come on in over here. Have a seat there. Hungry? How does it taste?
It's hard to even give a good reaction to when Chris busts him because it's such an unconventional bust by Chris. Number one, he has to go searching for Michael because Mike is just wandering about, and they were about to run into each other. So Chris might have been able to set it up a little bit better given all their secret cameras, but it's still kind of just lackluster because Michael does not seem all that shocked to run into Chris. Let's watch it one more time and just focus on that magic moment when they meet and lock eyes.
Walked into a Dateline hidden camera investigation.
Come on in over here. Have a seat there.
Man, he barely stops. He just kind of, for a bare moment, pauses, and then kind of trips forward a little bit. He's going to trip a lot. This guy is famous for his tripping abilities. But Chris is looking satisfied. He sees this guy. He reads him right away. He knows he can have a good time with him. Let the party commence.
Hungry? How does it taste?
Great.
One of the more famous quotes of his. Wow. Very impressed with the decoy food. He just dives right in. He's not hesitant. A lot of the time, it seems like the food and drink is almost there for show, because who would want to eat and drink in such a stressful time? Maybe drink. I can understand drinking. You know, Corey Edgar, he needs some punch just to recover from the shock of his life imploding. So I understand that, but when I get nervous, my mouth goes dry.
These are home baked?
Do you want time to finish your cookie, or?
Not really.
Okay.
He is so casual. Chris is indulging him, being sarcastic, even though Michael doesn't know it at the time. Doesn't recognize it, at least. And he's responding like he's seriously considering if he needs more time to eat his cookie, as he just sits here across the table from a grown man in a nice suit, as he was there to meet a 15-year-old for sex. This guy can either keep his cool or is totally ignorant to the world around him. Apparently he he never really strayed from Fort Myers and has a bit of money, so maybe he's used to just kind of like floating through and being able to get, you know, he's very comfortable.
So you're good if I ask you a couple questions?
It's the latest in our continuing series of investigations into online.
I do like this episode this segment, because we get to see how Perverted Justice, the police, they shine a light on their operations a little bit. And it's cool. I really find it cool to see behind the scenes into the actual workings of the system. So if you don't enjoy it, you can just skip right through it. Get back to the good stuff. But I like this kind of stuff.
Sex predators. For the first time, we're in the South, Fort Myers, Florida.
We're trying to make contact and get an update right now.
Perverted Justice, an online watchdog group Dateline has been working with during each of our computer predator investigations. Its members are experts at pretending to be kids online.
Yeah, you sound nice.
Dateline hired Perverted Justice members.
What a strange thing to be an expert at. How do you become an expert at acting like a little kid to be picked up for sex by older men? It's such a niche kind of knowledge. But it is true. I mean, if anybody's experts, it's these people in Perverted Justice, because that's what they do all day. Presumably. I don't actually know how their schedules work or what their corporate structure looks like. But here's Dell. She's got that focused look. She's in hunt mode. She's getting them in. She's hungry for it.
To do what they've been doing for the last 4 years. Chat online with men looking for minors, hoping to meet the teens for sex. The members go into chat rooms and on social networking sites like MySpace and TeenSpot, using profiles of young teens. Sometimes the decoys act eager about having sex.
He thinks he's talking to the girl.
Since Perverted Justice members want to see these predators arrested, they were more than willing to help out the Fort Myers.
Here's their cork boards. So is this, up high predators who are real horned up and raring to go and can come over anytime? Then as they get farther down, maybe it's, the wary ones. I would like to know. I always wondered, how do they organize it so smoothly to have these guys show up when they've been chatting with them for different lengths of time, and I assume it's Perverted Justice is just they have constant conversations in the works, and Dateline, I don't know, either filmed it over months or just picked up who they could when they were in there from Perverted Justice. The knowledge is probably out there somewhere. I'm going to have to put on my thinking cap and find it.
Arrested, they were more than willing to help out the Fort Myers Police Department.
Perverted Justice says, hey, not only will we teach you, we'll come down and do it for you. So the next thing I know, we're setting up the sting operation.
His left hand is in his pocket.
Frag, his screen name.
I like how Frag has his microphone right here and he talks into it like he's a Secret Service agent, even though he's sitting and he doesn't need to. It's just that little bit of style, that flair that he takes in his work that sets him apart.
From Perverted Justice, worked out a plan with Chief Daniels.
And why can't Dell sit down? Is she just too excited? Like, too tense? Gotta get these predators. Gotta get him.
Officers. Once a potential predator makes a date online for sex with a minor, the chat logs will be sent to detectives and prosecutors who are staked out in the guest house behind our house.
Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the state attorney's office, they were reviewing the chat logs to make sure that this person had already violated state statute.
I wonder if any of the predos have watched episodes like this where they show the background of the operation a little bit and just felt even more ashamed and embarrassed that while they were horny and trying to get laid with the minor, there were just rooms full of, bulky dudes and tough cops and like all these people focused on busting their ass and sending them to prison. It's just a funny little thing to ponder on.
We just now got the chat log on, yeah. We'll take a look at it as soon.
Under Florida law, it's a crime for an adult to solicit sex with a minor online.
Coming to the house was kind of like the icing on the cake.
For our latest investigation, we've come to this lovely home in an upscale neighborhood. There are 5 cameras outside, including one hidden in a palm tree. It covers the street from both sides, able to spot a potential predator's car a block before he arrives.
Knocking on the back door, call out.
As for the cameras inside the house, there are 8.
Coming your way, move.
Watch this man.
He's in the kitchen.
From the moment he walks in the door, his every move is caught on tape, although he doesn't know it yet.
He's coming into the living room. Chris has him.
What are you doing here today?
Is this some kind of setup or something?
Oh, he figured it out quick. This guy's a real brainiac. It is a setup. That's exactly what it is. Not the fun kind of one where you're getting robbed or something and you're the victim. It's a setup where you're the one getting arrested. Sorry, Michael.
I'm just on my way to the beach.
He's Michael Wilusz.
Another famous line. He doesn't have time for this. He just wants to get to the beach. That's all he's doing.
Screen name generic white male. He's almost 50 years old and he's been chatting online with a girl who calls herself Jolanda and who says she's 15. He lies to her about his age, typing, "I'm 30.
What was he gonna do when he showed up? He is clearly not 30. I mean, he's 49. He's a rough 49. Maybe too much sun. Weathered that skin more than normal, but I think he looks older than he is. Definitely not 30.
You probably don't want me around you. I'm cute, though. Built good." Then he says...
Another fantastic line. And one of the more famous lines that you'll see around. Cute. Built good. And you get to hear Chris read it, which is a real treat. I wish you could have Chris narrating more often in the later episodes.
We'd have to keep us a secret because of the age difference. Younger girls like you don't come along often.
So clearly, he knows he's doing something wrong. He knows that it's illegal. He frames it as younger girls like you don't come along often. I wanna have you again and again, so that's why you have to keep it secret. No, he wants to keep it secret because he doesn't want to get sent to prison. He doesn't want to get in trouble. Now he's getting in trouble, and again, excuse me, he is cool as ice under pressure here from Chris. He's either a total idiot or extremely gifted at manipulation and staying under control.
I'd want you again and again.
Then he sends an online picture of his penis to the girl who told him she was 15.
Why? Why do all these dudes send dick pics that could not be more unappetizing? Look, you're not going to get an appetizing dick pic, but from any of these guys, at least, from consenting adults who send, maybe you can get one in that way. These guys are not going to send anything pleasant at all. But to top it off, they seem to find ways to just look bad, just gross, and even pastier and like flabbier, or they get in weird poses like David Demers. They can't do anything without it being just more fucked up than it has to be. Like, sending unsolicited dick pics is fucked up. The predos take it another step.
And how did you meet her?
Well, of course, online.
You act like I should know that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a common thing now.
Just to meet young girls online.
I'll meet any women online.
His glass eye over here is why he looks like he's giving Chris the people's eyebrow or whatever it was that The Rock did in his wrestling matches. But just a glass eye. It would be cool if some predator did that to Chris just on their own, just lifted one eyebrow the entire time, played the fool.
Then I remind generic white male that Yolanda told him she was 15.
What? No way.
One of the worst, just outright lies. And he's trying to play. He's not going to win any Oscars. He doesn't even give it a half-assed attempt to make it convincing. He gives it like a quarter-assed attempt. Michael.
I have the transcript of your conversation with Yolanda.
You know what? I don't want this cookie. I just want to get to the beach.
Just 1 second, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm pausing it so much, but it's so funny that he has this weird intensity that he like is taking the most ridiculous things seriously in the moment. He's making a big deal about not wanting the cookie. A, as if that will bother Chris at all. B, as if the cookie has anything to do with the situation he's in. And I wonder if he's really this ignorant of the immensity of what he's done, the criminality of it, the sheer despicability of it, or if this is some elaborate attempt at manipulation, like he's playing for the cameras already. His mind moves razor sharp. He figured out as soon as he saw Chris in that single moment that he paused, and from then on it was just all an act, being a total idiot, pretending to be one. And maybe that's how that helped him get off. I don't know, but he does a very, very convincing job at seeming like a total buffoon. I mean, look at him. He's just storming off. He doesn't want the cookie. Fuck your cookie. The cookie doesn't matter, Michael. Now, he's about to take a big spill coming up here, so let's get back to it.
But generic white male won't be going to the beach today. As he heads out the back, he stumbles off the porch right into the arms of the Fort Myers Police Department. The police quickly take him down to the ground. In Florida, where it's relatively easy to get a permit to carry a concealed weapon, these officers aren't taking any chances.
So I don't know, maybe that's the reason. The Florida Fort Myers cops, I really like their enthusiasm. They don't fuck around. Every single time they come for that predo, they come in force. There's 5 of them. They're running, they're screaming. The predos are shocked, don't know what to do. Michael just kind of throws his hands up like this is all a big inconvenience for him. Like, all right, you got me. Let's get this over with. Again, he just wanted to go to the beach and wandered into this situation. That's his story. And miraculously for him, terribly for us, it doesn't even matter, and the charges get dismissed. Oh, it stings. Okay, here we go.
The best thing to do is, as quickly as possible, was to get this person on the ground with their hands behind them and handcuffed.
He's taken away in an unmarked police vehicle and brought to this transfer station. Generic white male's car is searched.
There's some condoms and things like that in there.
And he's put into a marked police car and taken to jail.
Not the day at the beach that generic white male wanted. You know, you leave your house one morning after having a sexually explicit chat log with a minor, and you think you're just going to have a nice day with your prey, with the victim, and suddenly you're getting arrested, you're getting interrogated by Chris Hansen, these cameras are coming out. It's just mind-boggling to think about the kind of pressure that these guys are under when all this happens. And it's just, that's part of the fascination with TCAP, and part of the reason why I think what makes it so addicting or like endlessly fascinating is that you're seeing these guys go through the kind of pressure that would make diamonds out of coal, and they just break, and you see their real humanity come out in that moment. And Michael is a bit of an enigma to me because he's so inscrutable in his reaction. Yes, he says the funny things, does the funny things, but what's really going on behind the face? Because I'm beating it into the ground now, but he's either a genius or the exact opposite of a genius at being deceitful.
Next morning, he's brought before a judge, and bail is set.
So it'll be a composite bond of $40,000. That's all.
Sometimes the police make an arrest, and
40,000 is a good number. It's almost 50,000, which is my preferred bail amount.
don't have time to take the guy away and have to hold him until they can make a second arrest, and they'll take both of the guys to be questioned. Don't have a choice.
Oh, man. We got Thomas Coffin in the truck with generic white male. Wow. Just two sweaty, grimy-ass pretos in the back of a small truck cabin. God have mercy on whatever cop had to drive that thing and sit inside that stench. You just look at them and you know they stink. Ugh. But anyway, that is the end of Generic White Male / Michael Wilusz. If you've made it to the end, I really appreciate the view. Thank you for giving me your time. I also appreciate all the comments, recommendations, all that good stuff. After I get to 30 pretos, I think I'm like 9 or 10 away. After that, I'm going to start branching out into some of the interrogations. So I know that Let's Chat recommended the Jeff Sokol interrogation. I'd love to do that one, so I'm going to get back to that. But there's also Lurch, Bald Beaver Hunter, all of them. The KBI interrogations are my absolute favorite, so we'll see a lot of that coming out. I'm going to try to keep up my high output as much as possible to get the content out there. So anyway, thank you again for subscribing if you are, just for watching if you aren't, no pressure, and I will catch you on the flip side.